What are you guys working on?
I'm working on a project comparing ADLs and IADLs. What are you working on?
I'm working on occupations across the lifespan.
Oh, what's that for?
Our occupational therapy class.
So what is occupational therapy? So what are some examples of an occupation?
Activities of daily living and instrumental activities of daily living.
What are those?
We'll come into the kitchen and we'll show you.
So an example of an ADL in the kitchen would be feeding, and then an IADL subcategory could be cooking or meal prep.
Do I smell pizza?
So preparing a pizza would be an IADL, and then eating the pizza would be an ADL.
Yeah.
So what are some ways that occupations can be affected?
Well, personal and environmental factors can limit occupation. For example, Lucas doesn't have a seat to sit in, so he's currently sitting at the counter.
So in the bedroom, making the bed would be an example of an IADL.
Oh, so rest and sleep would be an ADL?
Yep.
Perfect. So I like gardening. Would that be an occupation?
Yeah, that would be an IADL under the leisure category.
Washing your face is an example of personal hygiene.
So is showering. They're both ADLs.
So are all leisure activities an IADL?
Yeah.
Do you have a pool?
Yes.
Can we go?
Sure.
No, the pool is closed.
So his leisure activity was limited because it's still winter, so that would be an environmental factor.
A personal factor would be the fact that Lucas broke his ankle.
Now I can't swim for 6 weeks.
So if Lucas has to ice and elevate his ankle, would that be an occupation?
Yeah, that would be health management.
Day 2.
Other examples of health management include
Medication management, so taking your prescribed medicines at the right time and in the right dose.
attending all doctor's appointments and therapy sessions.
And then doing your assigned workouts given by practitioners
at home.
What?
A common occupation for students would be education. In an educational setting, students might work on things like fine motor skills, such as handwriting and using age-appropriate grasps. Lucas, try holding it like this. Or cognitive skills, such as math.
Oh, Lucas, what are you playing with?
Oh, I'm playing with these mini squigs because they work on fine motor control and muscle coordination. What are you playing with?
This, which works sensory input through the different colors, noises, and textures. Ava, what are you playing with?
I'm playing with bubble fun.
So due to my ankle injury, I'm using this TheraBand to strengthen my ankle because this is a movement the therapist gave me to build strength.
Another occupation that people of all ages engage in is social participation.
For high school and college age students, that could be getting together to do homework or even watching TV.
Now that you've learned more about OT, could you see yourself going to school for it?
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I liked it, but what kind of settings can you work in?
And what age?
One of the most fast-paced environments that an occupational therapist can work in is acute care. Acute care OTs work in hospitals, and depending on what floor they're on, they can work with clients of all age ranges. Instead of treating, like most other specialties, acute care OTs focus mainly on evaluating their clients to see what their next steps are moving forward. Some common diagnoses that they see include spinal cord injuries, traumatic brain injuries, stroke patients, and many others.
An OT may adapt their client's home by adding a chair in the kitchen for someone with poor balance, or a utensil with a wider handle for someone with a weakened grip.
Go.
So in home care, they adapt all aspects of the house?
Yep.
including the bathroom?
Yes.
So would these bars be used for stability?
Yep, and then the bench could be used to help with transitions for a client.
Do you ever have the opportunity to work with kids at all?
Yeah, so if you practice in a school-based setting or early intervention or a preschool setting, you'd be working with kids.
Oh, what's the difference between those?
A school-based setting, you work with kids 5 and up, and it's more of an educational-based model, while early intervention and preschool both work off of a medical model. As an early intervention OT, all of your clients are going to be under the age of 3, and a preschool OT is going to work with children between the ages of 3 and 5. A lot of the goals that OTs will work on with their clients in these settings are based off of the family and what the family wants to see for their kids, so they're both very family-centered. A common place that early intervention and preschool OTs practice is in their client's home, because the main goal of these forms of therapy is to work on their client's environment. Early intervention OTs can also work in NICUs and hospitals.
So in the school-based setting, is a lot of the care still family-centered?
It's more client-centered care, and most communication goes through the teacher. It's a lot of interprofessional work between the OT, the teacher, and then any speech pathologists or any other therapists that are frequently in the classroom. In school-based OT, occupational therapists mainly work in the classroom on skills such as handwriting, social participation, and focusing skills.
Other settings that OTs can work in include
Psychiatric.
Inpatient and outpatient rehab.
In a clinical or group home setting?
So what did you guys learn about OT today?
I learned that OTs work with people from a variety of ages, from birth to death, and they help rehabilitate and people function in daily life.
And they also focus more on the occupations that the client participates in, including the ADLs and IADLs.
Do you guys still feel like OT is the same as PT?
No, definitely not anymore.
I feel like OTs definitely focus more on the fine motor skills of an individual as well as sensory integration.
Was there a setting that you guys found most interesting?
I liked acute care. I liked that it was fast-paced and in a hospital with other professionals.
I like the thought of early intervention because you can be in the hospital, like in a NICU, but you can also go into like the client's home.
Obviously, there's a lot that goes into being an OT, and we focus on more than just like your physical health, but also like your mental state and well-being.
And OT is a really rewarding career.
Happy OT month.
Woo!